and it's the end of January. Where has this month gone? It's flown by. Last day of January today, so I've come on to do my January wrap up and share with you what I've been working with and what I've been watching and reading, etc. So yeah, isn't it gone fast this month? It seems to have flown by. I did start doing the 31 days of tarot, but I didn't complete it because I did find that as I was getting towards the end of it, not only was my home life getting a bit busier, but also a lot of the questions was repeating itself for me, so I didn't feel I had anything more to offer on the questions what was remaining. But thank you to everybody who did watch the ones that I did, and I apologise for not doing all of them. But time scale was one thing, and like I said, a lot of the questions I would have been repeating myself, so I decided to stop where I did. But thank you again for everybody who watched and all the new subscribers who came to me, and I did enjoy watching other people's. I couldn't always comment because dodgy old eyes again this month, so it wasn't always possible for me to put any comments on, but I was watching what I could when I could. So what did the month of January bring for me? Well, book-wise, we'll start with books. For book-wise, I haven't actually been reading any as such, again because the eyes have been quite bad this month, but I have been listening to my Audible, and I did finish The House Witch, which I'd started last month, and I did enjoy it, but not as much as The Green Witch. It didn't speak to me as much as The Green Witch did, but I enjoyed it all the same. And now I've gone on to Wicca Herbal Magic by Lisa Chamberlain. So I'm about halfway through that, so I'm enjoying that. But I'm not sure it's really a book that I should really listen to on Audible, because it's one of those what kind of gives you information on herbs and how to use it in magic, etc. And obviously I can't write that down, so maybe a hard copy of that would have been better for me. But the other one that I've got to listen to, what I haven't listened to yet, is Grimoire of a Kitchen Witch by Rachel Patterson. So it's also the same of I've had another book by, but yeah, Grimoire of a Kitchen Witch. So I'm looking forward to listening to that one. And that's about it for books really, because like I said, I've bought lots of books this month, or at the end of December really, and I was planning to, but you know, these things happen. So TV and that, as you know, I'm not a great TV watcher, and cinema and that kind of thing. I don't go to the cinema. TV wise, I have been watching the new episodes of Call the Midwife, which is on here in the UK. I do love that, so I have been watching that on a Sunday afternoon. I mean, it's on in the Sunday evening, but I always catch up the week after on a Sunday afternoon after I did roast dinner. So we've been watching that, and I do enjoy that. And the other one that I've been watching is my daughter, who's 15 now. At the time, she didn't watch it, but I used to watch Downton Abbey every week without fail. I loved the series. And my daughter at the time was only sort of 10, 11, that age group, and she never watched it. But she has an interest in that sort of Victorian era, 1920s, that kind of thing. So we've started watching series 1, season 1 right from the beginning, and we're going through them all on a Sunday afternoon after we've watched Call the Midwife. So that's nice to be able to do something with her, and I'm enjoying watching, and again, you know, all over again. So I'm really enjoying watching that because I do love Downton Abbey. So, and it gives me an excuse to sit and watch them all again. So that's what I'm doing. So that's about the books and the TV and, like I said, the cinema, etc. And as for tarot, the decks that I've been working with this month, I've been working with 3. I'm trying to be good and working with certain ones, certain months. So the first one that I've been using is this one. It's the Soberlo. Yeah, the Soberlo, that's what it's called. I have shown these before, but this is I love these little gnomes and what have you in these images. They're just really make me smile. Oh, that one's upside down. Let's turn you around. There we go. So this is the Book of Shadows, Soberlo. Yeah, that's the one. So, and I'm really enjoying working with these. They are modern and up to date. But I've been doing readings with these for this last month, and I'm really enjoying working with this deck. It's a really nice deck. So that is the first deck that I've been working with. This one probably not as much as the other two I'm going to show you, but I have been using it and I have enjoyed working with it. But I might leave it on my altar for a couple more weeks. I'll tell you why. I might not change my cards this month in a while, but the decks that I'm showing now will be staying out for the next couple of weeks to work into February with. So the next one that I've been working with is, if I can open my bag, the Enchanted Forest. I think that's what this one's called, the Enchanted Forest. This one is a gorgeous deck. I love the imagery on this deck, but all the names have been changed, or just about all of the names have been changed. All the major names have been altered, and if, like I say, if not all, just about all, most of them. Love this one. The Three of Boons, and that's again another thing, that all the suit names have changed as well. Now, I'm coping pretty good with all the changes. I've kind of got it down now quite well, which one, you know, what the boons are, what the visions are, what the spells are, etc. But I'm still struggling a little bit with the courts. When I get a court come out, I really have to stop and scratch my head. Is that the page, is that the knight, or is that the king? But I'm getting there, I'm getting better at it. But this is a gorgeous deck, and I'm really, really enjoying working with this. It's gorgeous. It really is a gorgeous deck. And like I said, once you get your head around the name changes and whatever, it just comes out easy. But yeah, this one's staying on my altar as well, and I'm loving working with that. So let's have a look at the last one that I've been working with this month. The last one is the one that I bought most recent, and it's the John Bower Tarot. So that's the back to the John Bower. I am absolutely adoring this deck. I'm loving it. It is so clear in readings. I wasn't sure how I'd get on, because it is that kind of imagery what is already available and just added to the cards. So it's kind of fitted in, but it fits in really well in most cases. There's probably a couple of cases where it's not so good, but that doesn't take away from the reading of the deck. The deck reads absolutely brilliant, and there's a lot of directional cards as well, and I do tend to read directional as well, and there is a lot of directionals in these cards, and I'm finding that the readings that I'm getting from these are really, really good readings. I'm really enjoying working with this deck. I'm loving the imagery. I'm loving the way they read, and yeah, I'm pulling these all the time at the minute. Like I said, it's just a great deck. You know, you do get the meanings of the cards from most of them. There is a few that you sort of go, but it doesn't take it away from it. And for intuitive readers as well, they're wonderful as well. Look at that face, gorgeous. So yeah, so that is another deck that I've been working with. This out of the three, this one is the one I pull probably the most, followed by the Enchanted Forest, and then lastly I am been pulling the Book of Shadows. But I have still found this month that I'm very often, even though I'm working with those three, I'm still going back, and I've put my old decks away so I don't keep going back to my the ones that I usually use, but I'm still finding I'm pulling out the Tarot Grand Lux by Kiro Machetti. I'm really falling in love with how that deck reads. It's really becoming a real favourite of mine at the minute. So the oracle that I've been using is this new one that I got, the Fairy Forest by Lucy Cavendish, and I adore this deck. It's lovely. I don't know why it took me so long to get it. The images is gorgeous, and I've just been pulling one a day for my card of the day of the oracle, and I'm loving the messages that I'm getting from it, as well as the imagery. The card stock is great. Do you know what I mean? It's a bit shiny, but it doesn't bother me. But yeah, this deck is lovely, and if you love Fae decks, then this is one that you may very well enjoy, because it is gorgeous images and it has lovely messages from the Lucy Cavendish. And it's an oracle of the wild green world, and it's really lovely. I really do enjoy working with this one. So again, this one is more than likely going to be staying out as well for the next couple of months of February. So the two new decks that I have got, what I haven't shown yet. Firstly is a Lenormand, and it's the Maybe Lenormand, and this is by Ryan Edward, and it's got 52 cards in this one, because you've got extra cards more than the Lenormand deck. I do like to read with Lenormand. Get a good little book there. And I hadn't got this one, and haven't got many with card associations on. Most of the card that the Lenormands I've got doesn't have the card associations. But these ones very simple. And I do love the Lenormand card when you pull a card and you know exactly what it is when you're looking at it. You're not having to look for all this imagery to kind of find out what you're looking at. And like I said, it has got extra cards in this deck. But I love these kind of fortune-telling cards, as I call them, you know, which is like the extra ones you get here. So I'm really looking forward to working with this deck more, and I should be working with this in February. So that's the back, and this was a lovely gift from the lovely Besedi over at Cali Sunflower. She brought me this deck, and it's a lovely deck. I'm really looking forward to getting into that. So the other one that I got was this one, and it's the Fairy Enchantment Oracle, and it's a Magic Divination cards by Ian Daniels. That's the back. Now this box is a nightmare to open, very, very stiff, and it's a real struggle to open, so I've tended to open it before I come on. That's the inside of this box. Gorgeous box. You get like this little chart thing, because this is all about discover your personal soul card, and it's there's a section in the book called The Crow and the Bride, and consult the chart over leaf. So you find out your birth dates and whatever, and you get the sun card represents your consciousness and the outer aspect of your personality. The moon card is your inner self or environment, emotional self, and the ascendant card is how other people see you and how they understand you. And there is a grid there, what kind of tells you what, if you're an Aries, Taurus, the sun card, the moon card, the ascendant card. But it goes into full details, and I can't really read the book, so it's not very good for me to be able to do a walkthrough of this, because I couldn't go fully in depth with it because I can't really read the book. But you do get this glossy book full of information. You do get the cards. I've got this gorgeous cut of copper edging. That's the backs. And now this card is your card. It explains it all in the book, but this is like you. This is your inner self. This is your soul card. This is you. And that's another important card in the deck. Again, it goes through it all. But then most of even though it's an oracle, most of these cards, well, all of these cards actually will represent some part of the major arcana. And then there's a certain amount of cards that are from for the minor arcana of the deck, and each individual suit. So they've got some cards to represent some of the individual suits. So like with this one is the Fool. And then it does give you like a keyword on the back. So initiate. So boundless and potential is on the back. And then we have the Magician there. So it does go through the High Priestess. It does go, there is a card for each of the major arcana. So that one would be the Empress. That one would be the Emperor. Oh, which way is it going? Yeah, that way is the Hierophant. and then we have the Lovers. So as you see, they're all relate to the Major Arcana, but there's no numbers anywhere. There's no numbers on the card on the front or the back, which can be quite confusing. But the keywords on the back does kind of help you. Some cards, like I said, this is a bit difficult. Some cards are this way, and that one again is that way. But you sometimes get some landscapes as well. But yeah, so these are the cards, and this is the kind of imagery you get. Now on the back you get the information there of who the card is depicting, and the goddess and the fairy god or whatever it is depicting there. Then you get 3 keywords: established, prosperous and success. Then you get like a symbol there, and then you get black malachite, full moon, juniper, bear, raven, iron, homestead. So you get like a list of different things this card's associated with. And again, it goes fully into it in the book, but you can actually use these cards as part of your magic practice. If you wanted to set an intention, you would use these words here, and from those words you would set your intentions by taking the card out. The 3 cards. The first card would be the first word in the card. So you know, if you wanted an intention, what was to sort of to manipulate something, you'd use that card because the first word is manipulate. Then the second card, you'd use the second word and go through and find which second word kind of incorporates what it is you're trying to bring into being. So say you wanted prosperous, so you want to manipulate prosperous whatever, and then the third card would be the last one. So you just go through and find which words. Card 1 would use the top one, card 2 the second one, card 3 the third one, and kind of use those 3 cards to set your intention on your altar or wherever you do your magic. But this is, they're all different symbols on here, as you can see, and you can incorporate them to make a sigil out of the 3 card symbols here as well to add to your magic. And also any of the, you know, the colour black, or black malachite, piece of black malachite, or do the spell at a full moon, or using the energy of the raven, or the iron and homestead. So you just take something from each of the associated things with it to use in your spell, and it's all explained in here. I've not got fully to grips with it, so that's why I'm not doing a proper walkthrough, but they are fascinating. I'm really looking forward to being able to get to grips with these, and the cards are gorgeous. So I know that probably didn't make much sense, but if you liked the imagery and you're kind of interested in what it is as a deck, as an oracle and a kind of a tarot, then it's called the Fairy Enchantments by in Daniels. So that's that one. So that's the 2 new decks that I've got. So I think that's about rounded it up. Yep, that's all my decks that I wanted to show you. And the other thing what's happened for me in January is that we got news that I'm moving. We found a house that we've liked, and we applied, and we have been accepted to go ahead with the move. So I will be moving in February. So this is why things are going to be pretty hectic from now on. For a few weeks anyway, and why I should be keeping these cards on the altar, because they'll only be able to stay out until I need to pack it all away, and then I'm sure the end of the end of the month as well, there's not going to be much time to do much reading and much working with cards and that. So I'm not sure how much time I'm going to get to come onto YouTube, or if how long I'm going to have my cards around me without them being packed away in boxes. So I wanted to come on to sort of do this wrap up, and just to tell you that February is going to be an extremely busy month for me, moving one house into another and trying to sort them both out. So I'm not sure how much time I'm going to have to be uploading, but I shall still find time to watch others and listen to some lives and what have you. But if I'm not around, then this is the reason why, because It's going to be busy, 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 and I'm so excited. I'm going next to live by the sea and have a beach at the bottom of my road that I can walk along every day. So life is good. Life is good, even though I've got dodgy eyes. And I will speak to you all soon. Take care for now. Bye.